Hello everyone, and welcome to my Lego room. I am TJ the Brickwright, and yes, I am still alive, and I am still having a Lego room. I actually have been doing so much work in the Lego room lately um, that I can't even show it to you right now because the Lego room is an absolute mess. It is a pigsty in here. A couple things of note. I did want to mention some things that are on the wall behind me. We do have our past three winners of the New Republic Walker contest. Each of those walkers is right up there, ready to go. And then we also have removed Rivendell from up on the top shelf. And the reason we've removed Rivendell is because I have taken it down into my basement, into the movie room, while I built the new Barad-dûr set down there. The chance to pick up one of those Nazgul was a little too tempting for me. And so I made some very poor financial decisions and picked up Barad-dûr. And we had a Lord of the Rings marathon the weekend after it came. So I actually spent the first two and a half of the movies of the Lord of the Rings building Barad-dûr, and it was awesome. And now my kids play with it every single day. And I know that's going to make a lot of people cringe a little bit because it's more of a collector's item than a regular Lego set. But, the reason I have a Lego room and I am allowed to do these things is because I do share with my kids. So we're going to keep sharing. Today, I don't have too much more to share with you. You'll notice a couple things on the shelf behind me that are different, and some hints towards my build for Brickslopes. The patrons already know what I'm building for Brickslopes and have seen some pretty fun preview videos by now, hopefully. And now I'm going to share with you guys an annual mock that I bring to Brickslopes, and that is the Mynock Squadron. That's right. Today marks the beginning of Mynock Squadron Contest 2024. We're just going to title it with the year right now because I have some surprises about which of the members of Mynock Squadron are going to be replaced or swapped in and out. So if you were hoping that I would give you which ship you're replacing, I'm not, because I want to see what you guys come up with. But let's jump into some of the rules of this contest. I do have to pull it up real quick right here, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Okay, so there is a rumor in universe, in the Mynock Squadron, and in the New Republic fleet, that one of the members of Mynock Squadron is leaving soon. Why? We don't know. But applications have now been opened to all members of the New Republic and the pilots who are in there. And here are the requirements for the contest. First things first, the ship must be minifigure scale. As before, it doesn't have to be perfectly minifigure scale, but it just needs to fit a minifigure inside of it. It must be a fighter style ship or interceptor style. It does not, we don't want a bomber this time. We definitely want somebody who is multi-role, and as an interceptor can also work as a fighter. A fighter can also work as an interceptor. And fighters also kind of a multi-role, including a little bit of bombing, and even A-wings and stuff have proton torpedoes. So they're a little bit more flexible than, say, like a B-wing or a lot of the other bombers that we've seen in Star Wars. So we're going to stick to either a fighter or an interceptor on this one. It also must have at least one pilot. Astromechs are optional. I think I'm going to cap it off at having two people in, two pilots, a pilot and a co-pilot, or a pilot and possibly a gunner. It's very hard because, like, the ARC 170 is a really cool ship. It's a fighter, but it also has a pilot, a co-pilot, and a gunner, and an astromech. We don't want to quite go that far, so I'm going to limit it to two pilots and an astromech if you want. That's the maximum. Minimum is one pilot. So, a few other rules. To blend in with the Mynock Squadron, the ship needs to not have landing gear. It can land on the wings or a part of the body or have like skids and stuff like that, but it can't have any retractable or like static noticeable landing gear. This is a characteristic that was carried over from the early days before I was any good at doing landing gear, and because of that, after so many years, it's just now a requirement. So digital builds are going to be okay for this contest, but if you can build it in real life, it does appear to help people vote for your build, although I believe it was 2 years ago the winning build was fully digital. I can't remember if last year was as well, but digital mocks have one in the past. So there you go. The ship needs to have at least one section of exposed machinery. If you look at the other previous Mynock Squadrons ships, they all have a part that's been damaged, and hence why the name Mynock Squadron is because just like the Millennium Falcon when it was on that asteroid inside the big space worm, the Minox were chewing on the cables and some exposed sections and ripping panels off and eating the power cables. These ships all have sections that are exposed machinery, so easy access for Minox to get to, right? The ship must be a modified or prototype version of an existing ship only. Absolutely no new ship designs. However, Legends ships are okay, and what I mean by new ship designs is made up, fully custom, fully created by yourself. We are going for modified existing ships or prototype versions of existing ships. We do allow Legends into there, so the expanded universe and things like that are okay. The TV shows, I know there's some new ships in the Acolyte and in Andor and a few other ships or a few other shows that Disney's come out with, the Ahsoka show. So if you want to build something like that or be inspired by something in that realm, well, no, we don't want to be inspired. We want it to be an actual ship, either a modification or some sort of a preliminary prototype for it. So we're not going to say be inspired by those things. We're going to say it needs to be those things. However, if there is an official Lego set of that ship, you are not allowed to use that and just throw different colors on it. It does need to be a full design to look like that ship of your own making. If you get to a point, I'm building a ship right now where I had to go down. I went down to the base of the ship. I pulled it apart and I was getting down and I said, okay, what do I need to do? How can I modify this to make it my own? In the end, I used a lot of the skeletal structure of the actual Lego set and then built from there. So if that kind of thing is fine, we just don't want to see a lot of people, doing a color change on an existing Lego set. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with what I'm talking about. There is no requirement for light or dark side ships this year. Either side of the galactic conflict is okay to pull your inspiration from. Now, another note on color, and I've shared this before. Many people believe that the final version of your build needs to match the red and black with a gray accent color scheme. I, however, am not kicking out any submissions based on the color of the ship. This is for a couple different reasons. Excuse me. Number one is the short nature of the contest. Number two, I may recolor it myself when I build my version of it. And if you think that your color scheme would still look good with Mynock Squadron and want to advocate for that, go for it. In the past, we've pretty much changed each of the ships to meet the red and black color scheme of Mynock Squadron. Nobody has yet said that they really want their color scheme that they submitted to be the one that we go with. Last year, I think, was the closest we ever came to changing color scheme, but it's up to you. If you do the contest, if you get your ship done, ready to go, and you want it to be the color that it is and you win, then we'll make it the color that you chose. So to enter the contest, you're going to send your best 5 pictures to tjscontests@gmail.com. That will also be listed in the description below, along with your pilot's qualifications and any relevant backstory you'd like to include. I am limiting it to a single page of backstory that will be shared on the video. That's just to make sure it's, I try to give everybody a set amount of time, as well as not making them too lengthy, because sometimes you guys come up with some really amazing backstories, but if I spend, 10 minutes explaining one person's, then 1 minute explaining another person's, it seems like it gives it the longer one a little bit of an unfair advantage. So just try to limit that just a little bit there. You're welcome to make videos, and I'll be happy to include links to those videos that you send to me. But in order to help me save time when I'm putting together the voting and commentary videos, please send me 5 pictures along with the video, so that I don't have to sort through it, and it saves me a significant amount of time. So we've done that in contests past, and I've really appreciated it, and it's worked out really well. All right. So for prizes, each participant will receive a custom set of instructions that will be sent out after the completion of the contest and after Brickslopes. The previous winners of TJ's contests, also known as the Parseval category of winners, will not be eligible to win this contest. But I wouldn't mind seeing some entries. So if there are Parseval entrants or winners, past winners, who want to try their hand at making a Mynock Squadron ship, we would still love to see it. And I'll feature it on the video. And if you participate, then you also get that free set of custom instructions. So if you wouldn't mind, just remind me that you're in the Parseval contest. I do have a list. However, some of your usernames versus your email names are different, and sometimes it's a little hard for me to go through and compare those. So if you've won a Parseval contest but want to get the free set of instructions for participants, feel free to enter the contest under those parameters, and we'll include it as a special feature, as an honorable mention in the video. It just won't be an official entry, and you wouldn't be eligible to win, but you'll still get the set of instructions. All right, now the part that everybody really needs to know is, what are the dates of this contest? I believe last year we only gave you 3 weeks to build. We're going to do a little better this time, where it's going to give you 4 weeks. I know, I'm so generous, aren't I? The contest starts today, June 29th, and it will end on July 27th. So it gives you just under a month. It's like exactly 28 days. The contest will end at 10 p.m. Oh, wait, no, it's at midnight Eastern Standard Time. It's 10 p.m. my time, so I don't have to stay up till midnight. So the contest ends at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on July 27th, 2024. The voting will begin the week after that on August 3rd. It'll give me a week to compile the video and get it up so that everybody can watch it and get their voting going. And then the voting will end on August 9th, and the winner will be announced August 10th. And then that'll give me about 2 weeks to get it displayed at Brickslopes, which is happening from August 23rd to August 25th, 2024. So if you have the chance to come to Brickslopes, you will see the Mynock Squadron with the previous winners and this year's new winner, which I'm very excited to do. I get a lot of comments on the Mynock Squadron each year. I have a little plaque that I put out in front saying what the Mynock Squadron is, where it came from. And we get a lot of comments every year. People really enjoy it. They like looking at it, and it's a really good time. So thank you, everyone, for participating in the contest in the past. And thank you for, I would say, sticking around. But, I mean, it doesn't really take anything to stick around when I'm not uploading videos, right? But, hey, thank you for coming back and watching this video. I am really looking forward to what we come up with this year. For those of you who have past entries, I do allow resubmission. You do not have to start from scratch with Mynock Contest, with the Mynock Squadron. You're able to go back, maybe clean up some of your builds if you want, make some modifications if you've been thinking about it for a while. But I do not make everybody create a brand new ship from scratch. If you entered in previous years and it didn't win, you can go back, adjust it, do some redesign, and resubmit it. Or you could just straight up resubmit the exact same thing again and see if you just get better people or more people who like it this time around. So thank you so much. I really, really am glad that you guys have come back. I don't even know if you guys have come back yet, but I'm assuming you will, because contests are awesome, and I love doing them. It's the one thing that'll bring me back. However, I will let you know my Brickslopes main display takes up my entire living room. I have totally taken it over, and my wife is being extremely patient with me and said, I've just accepted that it's going to be up until August. As much as that sounds cool to me, I am going to try to wrap it up and get the display put away and in storage and transportability so that we can move on. But she's a trooper, and I love her, and she's amazing. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And for those of you who are just wondering what you can build and what to do, now you've got something. Have a great one, and we will catch you next time in the Lego room. And until then, play well.